All right. Work it out now. You say the slightest take a ride and I don't need in a car with the DOCI, the double LR. Birthday baby celebrating, doing right now wrong. We thanking God, mom and dad with a birthday song. God, mom and dad, I wouldn't be to celebrate with you. God bless us all and this is true. I thank you. Happy birthday! Full of love, an ounce of hate. We came to celebrate it on a specific day. We're gonna add a slice of lemon for a little twist, so everybody find a blessed born, blow them a kiss. And when I say to blow a kiss, I mean lady to man. If you're the same agenda, hug him or you just shake his hand. The whole intent, not forget that everything here is good. See, I ain't trying to cross your comfort zones, that understood. Yes, with presents on our birthday in the form of a gift, but it's the presence of possession when it starts to uplift. You see, there's no amount of money in the end of the star big compared to what you're feeling when it's touching your heart. So howdy ho, let's go, people get up and dance. And on your birthday, each and every one is getting a chance. So it is hard to give thanks, loud and making it clear. Thank you, God, mom, and daddy, cause I wouldn't be here. Woo! God, mom, and dad, I wouldn't be celebrating without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you. Happy birthday! Little fun, dance a party in peace. Hey, homage to our parents, family, friends, and the feast. So if you're feeling any anger, ain't no room for the beats. Turn around and hit the door, and what we're telling them, please. See, the time's so out of order, that's becoming the norm. Got to better keep believing as we weather the storm. Got to feel it back together, we assemble and pray for the person of the hour, birthday. Split the floor, spread it out, give the ladies some room. Barbecues, clubs, wedding for the bride and the groom. Yeah, the movie was the bomb, everybody was boom. Can you practice what they did? I'll have to soon. I think we're coming to an ending. Are you ready to stop? Give it up one more time, mom and pops. Now the better way to end it, gotta say it live. Each and every day you give us, thank you, God. God, mom, and dad, I wouldn't be celebrating without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you. Happy birthday! God, mom, and dad, I wouldn't be celebrating without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you. Happy birthday! Welcome to the Unity by Default show.
Yeah.
I'm one half of your host team, DOCILLR, and this is
Lady T, a.k.a.
Pinky.
What up, everybody?
How's everybody feeling tonight? I know I'm feeling good, man.
Who got that barbecue going? Who barbecuing? Y'all ain't even invite us up. What's up with that? Y'all
Man.
dope hosts?
Barbecue.
Can we get a couple of bones over here?
Well, I can't eat no pork bones. I gotta have a chicken bone. I can't. I absolutely can't do it. I'm trying to
corn on the cob or something,
Man, I had some corn on the cob today. Went out to my warehouse in Indiana.
Did
Man,
you?
I'm talking about food was fire too.
They
put shrimps on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
They did lobster and stuff. I couldn't eat that, but man, the chicken was good. Everything was good. It was fire. Man, it was straight fire.
That's what's up.
Gained about 4 pounds.
Who brought their Tupperware bowl like I did? Yeah.
Man.
To go, now.
Man.
They're celebrating the memorials. Everybody celebrating. Got that long weekend. Be safe.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Travel safe travels there to from your destinations. All right.
You know, the song that we just played has a lot to do with today's topic.
Yes, it does.
My birthday thanks.
Yes.
Because
well put together, Dr. Ella, I must say.
We put together a scenario where if you approach somebody that, you're interested in, like I'm interested in you, what's happening? What's your name, little mom? Man, would you be offended if that person, he or she, turned around and asked you, what were you born?
I mean, huh? What you mean? What were
Yeah.
you born? Were you
Yeah.
born a man or woman? Do you have Y? Do you have XY chromosomes, a man, or do you have XX chromosomes, a woman? And I think that that is a legitimate question.
Yeah, yeah, it was very legit.
If
You
a
know.
person gets offended, it's
What
you can
mean?
just about
What?
yeah. If a person gets offended by that question, it's probably safe to assume that they trying to get over on you.
You think they're trying to trick you?
Yeah, they trying to pose, it could be a woman trying to pose as a man or a man trying to pose as a woman.
Right, right.
And if they don't reveal that to you, then they wrong.
That's
Because
a
that's
legitimate question,
deceit.
I think. I think it's a legitimate question.
Yeah, that's
to ask.
definitely a legitimate
You know?
question. I want to know
What
who
y'all think? Y'all think
yeah,
it's a legit
I want to
question?
know what the I
How would
wanna
y'all
know
feel
what the
about it if
audience
somebody say
think,
something like that to
because,
y'all? You know?
Man, I'd definitely be feeling some kind of way. Like, nah, bro, you a
Yeah.
man. You got Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Why is you coming to no, hell no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. But we have some people that agree with us. I mean, how many of y'all grew up watching Ray Rayner, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and
Yeah.
Sesame Street, and the Electric Company, and all of those good things? We have many people that grew up watching these television shows,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually ran down some of the values that we talking about that are associated with exactly what we talking about right now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I want to get my screen ready because I know the people are going to be on fire today.
Yes, they are.
Please
on fire.
forgive me. You shared it already, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
We're the rock and roll. We're on all social networks right now. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. See? Yep, that is right
All right,
there.
y'all. We ready.
Oh, we got one comment already.
No, we got.
Oh, boy. Come on now.
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Hello, hello, hello.
Najee Jihad, me. Okay, what's up, man? Assalamu alaikum, brother. Ooh, wait a minute, man. Vivian went in already. She said
already?
you'd absolutely have to have more masculine, feminine features to be asked that question. I wouldn't like it, but I'd entertain the conversation just for the shits. Laughing but very serious. Ooh, I love it. I love it. See, that's what I want to get engaged on this one here.
We keep it raw, real here. You know, nice dialogue. You know, just trying to get clarity. You know, about some things that's going on, and we just want to know where we're going from here because in our era, which is Generation X or soon or back in the day, when baby boomers and silent, but we came up with Mr. Rogers, so
yeah,
you know, so we just want to get kind of like right to it, and
I want y'all to hear this little clip from Mr. Rogers.
yeah, and tell me what y'all feel about this one because that's what we were taught.
Like Viv said, just for shits and giggles.
It's a serious topic, though. I mean, in a sense.
But man, here we go. This here is something that they taught back in the 60s and the 70s. Mm-hmm. It's 2023.
Right.
We're talking 50 plus years ago.
Yeah, right. So,
all right, Mr. Rogers, let him have it.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Only girls can be the mummies. Only boys can be the daddies. Yes, sir. Boys are boys from the beginning.
All right, all of y'all heard that. Boys are boys from the beginning.
Yeah, that's Mr. Rogers. That's who we grew up on.
Girls are girls right from the start. And I agree with that. So I posed a question on YouTube this week asking, as well as on the website, asking, how did I phrase it? I got to go back and look at it. I don't want to misquote myself. I asked, was God wrong?
Ooh.
Was God wrong? Because I posed it, was God wrong? God, Allah, the Most High, the Creator.
Right.
Was he wrong? Because you got people that are saying now that there are more than two genders. There are only two genders. There's
Right.
male and female.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's in the Bible. We talk about procreation. Only a male and a female can create a child.
Right.
So just like we just played the birthday song,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can have
Man,
a birthday without.
you couldn't have a
your mom.
birthday without that.
Right.
There is nobody that I know of that. Oh my God!
What they say?
Hey, my boy Douglas Smoot say Mr. Rogers spitting facts. Jihad is saying I used to watch Wonder Woman, but now you wonder if it's a woman. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. See, yeah, this is gonna be a fire show.
Oh yeah, it's fire. Fire.
But man, just thinking about that, how many people want to wonder if they're talking, you know, like I say, if your intentions are to talk to a woman and you find out you're talking to a man?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you told me earlier that they got people getting surgeries and they look so much like the opposite sex that
Yeah,
you
they're
could be
doing
fooled.
such a fabulous job. I mean, these cosmetic surgeons are, I mean, they is, woo. You know, you ever sat back and just, you know, I literally watched a YouTube video on them showing exactly how they transform the penis into a vagina. And I was like, oh my God, that is amazing.
That ain't
You
right.
know, and they have to keep inserting something in the vagina in order to keep it open. I guess it closed just like the ear pierce. I'm not sure, but you know, I was like, this is amazing how they can do this. You know, and then all of the hormone shots and everything they have to take in order to keep up certain things. And I was like, man, I wonder if they found a way to attach a penis on a female.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. This stuff is crazy to me. I was like, oh my God. And I'm telling you, they are looking amazing. Like, amazing. Like, you would think that you with a full-fledged woman, you know, your young ladies with a beard and the mustaches and everything, they even get shoulders and facial structures and everything to actually literally turn into the transgender. And I was like, this is amazing. And so now it does goes back to that legit question, because I'm telling you, these surgeons are phenomenal. And you have to ask the question, a legit question: were you born a man or woman? Because of the amazing surgery they're doing. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I'm telling you, I'll be kind of jealous. Like, they got his booty, boobs, they look better than me. I was like, what?
I got some more questions that I need to like poll the audience on, but I got some other clips that I want to play as well, because we got clips from people in Congress. We have excerpts from, did you know that, what store was that? Target?
Yeah, Target.
Target this was on the news this week. You can
Yeah.
go look it up.
Yeah.
It was on the news this week that Target is supposedly set to lose $9 billion with a B, bravo. Set to lose $9 billion because they're pulling off the transgender t-shirts and all that kind of stuff off the shelves. Because I guess maybe they targeted the wrong audience.
No, but $9 billion,
But,
a
man,
lot of money to be losing.
So that means that there had to be some type of outrage or something
they was
amongst
upset.
the public
Yeah.
to make them do that.
Yeah.
And man, I saw some of the pictures that were displayed,
Mm-hmm.
and you had, hold on, let me look at it, because this
$9 billion.
was,
That's a lot of money to do. Billion, not million.
yeah,
but billion
$9 billion.
to be lost. And I'm telling you,
I'm
somebody
like, why
was
would you spend
outraged.
that
We're
kind of
like,
money?
no, we got to pull this off. You know, we're not gonna.
So, oh my God. Okay, we have a clip here where some lady walked into the Target, and I'm just going to play it for you guys and let you see what you think about it. Where's the sound?
Pride bites. This is such bullshit. LGBTQ designed sandals for your kids to wear. Naked women on t-shirts. Naked women on t-shirts at Target. Oh, and this might be a trans naked man on a t-shirt. Look at how ridiculous this is. Fucking Target.
Tina's going to put these clips in the description. You'll be able to click on it online and see what's going on. But it says, somebody put Dr. Frankenstein. It said that they're set to lose $9 billion because they've been forced to yank all of those things off of the shelves. What I witnessed was, and let me go look at some of the pictures here. What I actually witnessed was t-shirts that said, let's see, blah, 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 blah. I want to get to it and make sure that I'm right in everything that I'm saying here. Okay, okay. So we have a calendar that says queer all year. We have books like the little learning books that says glad you came out. Queer. We have one t-shirt that says trans people will always exist. Now, let me put this out there. We don't have any problem with what your sexual preference is or how you identify yourself. What we're saying is this shouldn't be forced on children. Children are young and impressionable, and they shouldn't be led to believe that they can choose their gender. You were born a certain way. You were born with, there you go. So what we're going to do now is go to what was it? It was a school board meeting, and there was a pastor who attended this school board meeting. And he went in to voice his opinion.
Look at how ridiculous this is.
The pastor took one of the books that was available to all the students, and he started to read from that book. And when he started to read from that book, the people running the school board meeting got angry with him. And I'm going to let you see it for yourself. We're about to play it right now. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I want to read this comment from Vivian Appleton. My son had to be around 5, and we were in a little store, too cute, with my older daughter, and we walk up to the salesperson. Oh boy. A guy with a full-on goatee. Oh, wow. Got a feeling I knew where this one going. With a face full of makeup. My son asked, looking confused, Mommy, why that boy got on makeup? Ooh. Guy looks at me, and what do I say? I have no idea, baby, because boys should not wear makeup. That's what I'm talking about. I see the smoke from the dude's nostrils. No, you will not get my support in confusing the hell out of my kids. This was exactly 10 years ago. Now look at where we are with this, shaking my head. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're just trying to get clarity.
So, yeah, we're trying to get clarity. We're trying to see what your views are as parents. And I want to know why Congress is putting out bills where they're sending these people into schools and saying that it's okay to put this curriculum in the schools of our children. So here's the clip.
That's the
It's called It's Perfectly Normal. I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's becomes erect, stiff, and larger. Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain sperm comes out of the tip of the and makes
Pastor.
it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said? If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? We have perverts that are perverting our kids. And you all sit back smug in your chairs, but you don't want me to read it. Why? Does it bother you? Yes or no? You can't answer that question. You want to know why? Because politically speaking, you can't say that it's wrong. And you don't want me to read the filth because it exposes the truth. How dare you tell me to stop reading it? If you don't want to hear it, why should the children have to see it?
Pastor, your time is up. Thank you.
That makes two of us. This book here,
Wow.
it's called...
Huh?
Yeah.
That
So you know, I'm just thinking about when your kid come home and you have to explain to them at a young age. That's all I'm saying. At a very young age, like I'm not ready for that. You know, how did we come up with the birds and the bees? Because our parents even had a hard time talking about the birds and the bees. You know, where they come from. But
I
anyway,
think
the birds and the
term-
bees. So they
term is
wasn't even
misleading.
ready for that. Our parents weren't even. I'm not even ready for that conversation. So you can imagine somebody anywhere between 2, 3, 4, 5 years old come home and be like, okay, you know, it's in the books that we learning about these things, and how do you explain this? And are you ready for that? You know, at that age, that's all I'm saying. How can you? I'm not even ready to have that conversation.
Are you teaching your daughters that, you know, they play with dolls, they have vaginas, that here's something, I mean, both sexes, boys and girls, nobody's supposed to be touching them. These are critical conversations that need to be had. A lot of parents like to send their kids off to school and let them do all the work for them. But there's a certain amount of training that has to go on within the home in order to protect the child. Because you got predators out here that will go in on your babies.
Yeah, that's
that will touch your children and then will threaten them and tell them that they will kill the parent, that they will kill you if they say something.
So what are the preventative measures that you're taking at home, knowing that our children are so exposed to so much? What preventative measures are we taking? Because everything is just blatantly out there now. And so how do you sit down and tell your children the protocols on everything? Not being touched. How old should you start doing that? Like 2, 3. You know, babies can't even talk at babies. There are babies, you know, being abused and things like that. So what type of preventative measures are we taking? You know, are we really being want to get more information and being very informational and sharing information, you know, to our children so they can be aware, you know, of what things that it can possibly happen. I mean, can you imagine 2 6-year-olds trying to have sex? Can you imagine 2 5-year-olds trying to have sex, touching on each other? They say it's okay to feel on each other. It's okay to express yourself in a sexual kind of manner. So we have to be very careful of what we're exposing our kids to. And they can't really, once you being touched, that's a feeling that you cannot, that will not go away. You know, not go away. And I've witnessed some things that I was like, that's unusual. You know, I saw a kid very young and he was pumping on a pillow. He talking about 3, 4 years old. I was like, something's happening. Oh no, he just be no. That's not right. You know, so we have to be attentive to what's going on with our children. We are not doing that, and they're being exposed to a lot. So I'm asking, what preventative measure are taking place in your home to make sure that your child don't be a product of being a person that's being abused? Like, what preventative measures are you taking?
We got to look at this from a standpoint of there are actually things going on within Congress right now where they're having these discussions on the floor. And I have another clip, and this one here is from some people in Congress. It's a Republican. I don't know if it's a senator or a House representative, but they're on the floor talking about this because it's placing our children in a state of confusion. And when you put these children who are very young and impressionable, let me say that again, young and impressionable. So what you teach them, what you tell them is leaving an impression in their mind. They're going home, they're repeating this to their parents. They're hearing that, well, I don't have to be a boy if I don't want to be a boy. I don't have to be a girl if I don't want to be a girl. You don't refer to me as her anymore or she. You refer to me as they. People are wrong for that. Nobody unless you give explicit permission to an educator should be teaching that to your child. Bottom line. Now I want y'all to hear what they said during this little congressional hearing that was going on.
And why people do crazy stuff. Why people do crazy stuff. This is exactly why. Biological males cannot get pap smears. It's not possible. It is physically and anatomically impossible. It's not even following science. You know, people want to understand why we're kind of, do goofball things. This is why, right? Biological women cannot go get a prostate exam. It's not possible, right? So we can do all the gender feel-good garbage, but this is why our kids are confused. This is why your kids are dressing up as furries and want kitty litters in the bathrooms. It's because you guys won't follow science. There are two genders. There are two genders possible. There's not three, there's not four, there's two. The crazy stuff like this is why people are confused, and the kids don't know what the hell's going on because they're confused because of legislation like this. Drop the pronoun crap. There are two genders, period. Folks, if you want to know why kids are confused and why people...
And this is what I'm talking about. You have to ask. It's getting to a point where you have to ask your children, what are they saying to you in school? What are you being taught? Are they telling you, you basically got to ask your child, you're a boy, right? Okay, Simon, you're a boy. Why are you a boy? What makes you a boy? Mm-hmm. You got to ask simple questions with simple answers. And
see, you teaching your child one thing at home, but they're being taught another thing outside of that. And so there is a confusion to who voices they going to be listening to. Do they listen to their parents? Do they listen to their teacher? Who are they listening to? And how strong you are as a parent to make sure they're listening to you and what you say what it is.
We went to school to learn three things: reading, writing, and arithmetic. This here is part of I would say, in my opinion, is part of a supreme pedophilia ring that they got going on.
That's interesting.
And it's both satanic, it's immoral, it goes against the laws when you look at, I'm not as well versed in the Bible because I read the Holy Quran as a Muslim. Mm-hmm. But let's think about one thing: procreation.
Well, what do the Bible and Quran say about the, when it pertains to? Because we know that procreation happened in Genesis.
Right.
He's saying that you have to, in order to be fruitful to multiply, it's going to take an X and a Y chromosome. So we do know that to be factual. What X and Y chromosome you use, it doesn't matter. But all it is that it takes those two to do that. All right, but it also talked about the most abomination sin that in the Bible that said that you were supposed to be put to death if you do anything other than what. I'm just going on a biblical way, and we know we have a lot of people that are Bible readers and Bible believers, but is in there. So are we going against what nature say, or are we going against God, or we got to ask these questions. So we teach our children the biblical way. That's supposed to be set in stone. It's supposed to be some people's manual of life, but yet they go to school and they redefine what you're teaching them. So we have to ask the question: is why are we confusing it? Or how you can imagine, just like the guy said, it's a bunch of confusion, and then we're just trying to get clarity because we're trying to make it a peaceful way of raising our children. the correct way that we so know it to be, but yet it's being altered. So
What we want to know is what you think. We want to know what your thoughts are, how you feel about the possibility of your children being taught this. Like Vivian said, what are you telling your child when they're faced with this, when they see something and they're saying, okay, that's not right there. That's a guy, he got a goatee, but he got on lipstick and got on the fingernails, the whole nine. What's wrong with this? Because he automatically sees that there's something wrong with this picture and he says something. He even asked his mother, what's going on here?
yeah.
And
So
she
how do you
explained
explain
to
that?
him.
Right, right.
Yeah, so
And then when you explain them and you feel in a certain type of way, you feel in some type of way, and you have your own views and stuff like that, then you're being ridiculed for your own feelings. You're being ridiculed for your own thoughts. You're being ridiculed for um, from what you believe in. Like, we don't give a damn what you believe in. It's what we say what it is.
So next, I'm going to play a clip from a well-known guy
You
from
seem
the
like you're
Nation of
being punished for
Islam.
your own thoughts. You're being punished for the way you think and the way you feel and what you believe is to be right.
I'm about to play a clip from a well-known speaker from the Nation of Islam, Riza Islam, and it appears that this brother has been canceled because he was speaking the truth.
That, and he get automatic cancel. How you feel about that? First of all, one, we're supposed to have freedom of speech. Number two, if you free to go and push whatever it is that you believe, I should be able to push what I believe. Like, let's be clear here. These are women in this room. You mean to tell me that I automatically have to address you as one when they have had to fight to literally be the actual one that they are by nature? Hold up, let's make this clear, because I know a lot of people argue about this. Women are women because they have a womb. You ain't got that. I get it. Trauma is a part of this. I get it. Certain feelings, chemical castration, mental manipulation. There's a lot of factors as to why a lot of males have grown up with this mentality, feeling like they're a woman. But you have to face it and stop lying and just say, it's just how I was born. No, no, no. Look at your history. Look at your childhood. Look at everything that happened around you. Look at your diet. Look at the chemicals that we're injecting into your body. This is in love. Because I got people I know who are trans and they tell me, like, you right. Ain't no judging. And there's no hatred whatsoever. But the canceling is real interesting to me because you don't cancel the people who promote things that kill your people. You don't cancel the people that promote things that attack the women, attack the children, manipulate the men, destroy the family. You don't cancel that. You don't cancel none of that. You don't cancel this government. They saying the same stuff they've been saying. You don't want to teach the truth about none of this, but you telling me if I say, excuse me, sir, these women deserve respect. You can't just step in there when they have been a woman their whole life and say because you feel like one, we're automatically going to address you as one. You get all the rights. You get to go to the restroom with them. Hold on, bruh. How far you want to go? You have trans who have been brought to female prisons and if a dude speak his mind about transgenders and all that.
Ooh, man, he said a mouthful. And he ended up with this. And I got to ask you, as a woman, how do you feel about a trans person walking into the bathroom where you are and you can clearly see that this is not a woman?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because it's like, like I don't want to go in a bathroom and a man can still pull his penis out. Now, I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, is that, see, this thing about you letting a little girl, you just going in the bathroom, going to the bathroom. You say like you send a little girl and go in the bathroom and then a transgender walking in and still has his penis. What if, hypothetically, what if he decides that he want to molest your daughter and because he still has a penis? If he don't have a penis, he can't. I mean, he can still molest in another kind of way, but just to be inserted, I think that would be something to raise an eyebrow about. They was talking about how, a guy went in prison and he impregnated a lot of women and things like that. And because he still has his penis attached, like what boundaries are we setting for just going to the bathroom? We're not even talking about it being playing a sports because they genetically make up to be stronger. That's another level when it comes to playing the sports. Your daughter actually not really with a woman, but she actually genetically playing against a male who's stronger. So it has some boundaries, and we just need to be clarity of how far should this go, and what preventative measures are we taking when you don't want your daughter to go in the bathroom and see a man penis. You just don't want that. So how far, what are the boundaries? And we're just trying to get clarity because I care nothing about what you do with your body and what you do with your life. It's just the kids it's just the influence on the kids is just too much at that age. And I'm telling you, I don't think nobody that age really ready to be trying to explain this to kids. That's I think that at what point does it start?
I want to
Or
know what
what
y'all think about
age?
this.
Are they really sure if this is what they want to do? So that's pretty much where we're going with that.
I want to know what you, the audience, thinks. I need for anybody who'd like to chime in to call us at 708-844-8429. That number again is 708-844-8429. I'm going to put it in the comments section.
Yeah.
Give me a quick second.
So I mean, we all have everybody got a gay member in their family. I do. Love them to death. But kick your butt about them. Period. I love them to death. One thing I do like about gay people is that they keep it 1,000, baby. They tell you what it is. This is just what it is, period. And I love that about gay people because they definitely make sure they let you know this is what it is. I was talking to a friend of mine who is gay, and he was like, if I wanted to be with a woman, I would have stayed with one. So, yes, I want a man. So, just even thinking about the depression that follows behind certain decisions and things like that. I think that, we have to rethink this thing and really sit down and have a conversation with the members of your family of really being sure about making choices, but the main point of it is that impressionable that it has on children, they shouldn't be learning sex at no kind of sex, whether it's heterosexual sex at that age. Again, my mother wasn't ready to talk about the birds and the bees early, so
got a couple of comments. I got one question and one comment. Sakara says, what was the question? The question was, what's the proper age? What's the proper age to teach your children about sex, especially in today's climate? How do you protect them? How do you protect the children in your life from these predators and from these legislations that are being passed down that are allowing these predators to go into the schools and tell your child that they are something other than what they were born?
Yeah,
Najee Jihad says transgenders should not be able to play sports in school, college, or even professionally. And I'll add on to that. I'll caveat and say if you're a transgender, then and you're going to compete in a sport, you should be able to compete against only other transgenders of the same, the same background. If you were born a man and you identify as a girl, then you compete against other, that were born men. And exactly. Because it's not right. Because no matter, especially in sports, you will not find a woman who has the physical makeup to be able to compete with a man. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, they stronger than a man. You got some strong women out here, but you still can't be. You just ain't that strong.
Now here's what they just said about cancellation. What we just had with Rizza Islam.
Yeah.
Najee said that Facebook said they will block me if I post about transgenders.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is what we're dealing with. And I mean, this is coming from your government. You got to start, I think that we need to start looking at those meetings that they have. And they televise them. I've sat up and watched a lot of things that's going on in Congress, legislations that are being passed now, and they got some ridiculous shit on the table. And it seemed like it's all smoke screens to keep you preoccupied and away from what's really going on. Again, if there's anybody that'd like to comment on this, feel free to call us, 708-844-8429. I like the interactions that are coming through in the chat room. We really appreciate that because this is no show without you. But we are dependent on the community to share their experiences so we can get a better grasp of what needs to happen.
From Neil Brinson.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Mr. Brinson, you are live on the Unity by Default show. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, cuzzo? I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with y'all two, man. I really am, man.
Man, bro.
This should be on a mainstream level. Everything y'all talk about is stuff that needs to be talked about, man. It's disgusting out here, man. I had to change barbershops and go to a Dominican barbershop because I can't even speak what I feel, man. They want to ask a question like, "Oh, gee, what would you do if your son come home and he say he's gay? And if I tell him he's not my son no more, everybody looking at me like I said something wrong."
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible out here, man. And as far as this, like, when I tell young men, you know, even when I was incarcerated in 03 on the island, and I see how a lot of the cross genders, what they do is they start the operation in the world and they go out and commit a crime. And while they're in jail, they got to finish the process, and they get the calls, sick call. They go to sick call. They get shot with their hormones and everything, man.
What?
But yeah, that's facts, man. That's facts. You know, cop knocked the tooth out of my mouth, and they told me I had to wait till I come home to get it fixed because they don't do cosmetic dental. But a person that started a day snitch in the world commit a crime, the taxpayers got to finish paying for it.
Wow. Now, I did not know that.
So they say that you can't get no money, get your teeth knocked out, which is cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
But you can still get cosmetic surgery to still cross over. That's very interesting.
Wow. So that means that the system is paying for this to happen. Wow.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And like I tell everybody be hollering who run the jail, Blood, Crips, Vice Lord, Latin Kings, all that. Nah, none of them, man. The person that runs the gay people, they pen goes off. They could tell, they make a false allegations, a CO touching the wrong way, anything, man. They get dildos and all sorts of stuff, man. The COs, the wardens, everybody's scared of them because they could fabricate something and they'll lose their job.
So the cancellation process just ain't about canceling you publicly. You getting canceled like if you're incarcerated, man. It's like it's like on the job. If somebody that's I just put it out there like it is. I've seen people that were gay, and I don't have nothing against gay people. I say that's your life choice. But I've seen where somebody that identifies as transgender, gay, the whole nine, the whole alphabet acronym, they can say what they want to you, but the minute that you respond, your job is in jeopardy. And what happened to freedom of speech? What happened to that whole, that right to free speech?
Right. Has that been canceled out?
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. This is very interesting.
What's the young lady's name?
Tina.
What's the young lady next to you?
Tina.
What's going on, young lady? You're very intelligent. And you're absolutely right. We all have gay people in our family. I don't know if I'm saying it right because I'm tired of trying to walk on eggshells with the sayings and all of that.
Right.
So, I'm just gay people because back when I was growing up, man, gay people ain't forced nothing on you. They was only in their own little world, man. They wasn't knocking on the doors like they were Jehovah's Witnesses. They was their own secret society. You know what I'm saying? Like in New York, up our way, when you went over that bridge to New York, they had a small part, and it was called the Village. It was like St. Mark's Place and this and that. And that's where you go. The Gap clothing had the little rainbow thing on the back. You knew which girl was lesbian because they wore the square tits.
Mm.
You knew the culture, but now when you go over the bridge, soon as you go over the bridge, soon as you go to the heights, everybody's dressing the same, looking the same. You don't know what's what no more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's scary out here because now, us men, you know what I'm saying, we can't even talk to our kids a certain way or anything. Because I had a godson that, you know what I'm saying, that got adopted and he went to another school and there was a couple from California that moved here. That was a married gay couple. They were both men and they adopted a black troubled teenager that was nice in basketball. He's on the basketball team, and one of the stars of the team, he was messing with him, and he was giving him head, and everybody caught on, and everybody was like, nah, you know, it's cool to do this. So, you know, my godson came to me and was telling me, like, yo, they're like trying to force me to let a man go down on me, this and that. I go to school, and then all of a sudden, you know, everybody, all the teachers at an uproar. They causing a meeting and this and that, and they're ready to suspend my godson for telling me.
What?
So
you supposed to be his protector. So if you his protector, how you know you can imagine what a kid go like. You never protected me. You didn't protect me. You allowed this to happen to me. So we in a trick bag where we're not. You can't protect that child. And that child wanted you to protect that child. He wanted to be protected. You know, and this is my thing that I want to oppose to those who adopt children and have children of the same gender. What if your child come home and say, I want to stay a girl and I want to stay a boy, and would you be willing to do what it takes to do the boy or girl things with this child if they decide that they only want to be what they born is? That's major. And would you be able to do that? Would you still force them to be something other than? That would be a question that I will pose to same-sex marriages. You have to, if y'all allowing the children to be what they want to be, and if they decide to be a girl and a boy, then they should be that if they decide that. All right? And that's my thing that I will oppose that, because you're going to have to be able to play that role, whatever role that they decide they want it to be. You know, very interesting. I mean, I'm so happy about your call, because it takes this to a totally dynamic, to the point that, you know, to be silenced for something that you believe in. And you have to go with, well, what does the Bible say? What does God say? What does nature say about procreation? What does nature say about being genetically made up of, and what the purpose of what your genetic makeup, which is a Y and an X chromosome? This is where the science do come in at. And are we going against what God say or nature say? Are we doing that? Because it doesn't matter. Again, I goes back to the lesbian and the gays. They was straight up with what it is. They didn't play no games. They weren't embarrassed about it. It is what it is. I think they never should have to be in the closet about it. But some people did back in the day because they just didn't like that. But now that they're in the open and they can be who they are, they should be who they are. But I love them to death because of what they portray in the beginning, period. They just didn't play no games. They were what they were. And I respect that. We're from them, period. I respect it. You know, so yeah, that's
no, you're absolutely right. But like, you know, as far as the Bible and the Quran, they definitely try to take it out of school. They definitely take it out of the courts because of the fact that when you used to go to court, right behind the judge, it said, "In God we trust." They don't say none of that in none of the courtrooms. I don't care what state you in. But the scariest thing about all of this is that the fact that we are the ones that's making it to this point because of the fact that how sentimental everybody is. You know what I'm saying? You can't say gay jokes. You can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's bashing a comedian can't say a joke or anything. It's just so sad. But our kids could be taught anything with drill music on to anything, but you're not going to be able to talk about a gay person. That is
I don't
like
think they should
a
be made
no-no.
fun up of. I don't think they should. I don't think none of that. I don't think they should be talked about. I don't think they should be ridiculed. I don't think they should be any of that. I think that they
Mhm.
should be respected. If you can, you should. They should be respected. Period. They should be respected.
No, but
But my
everybody should
thing,
be
yeah, and
Exactly.
what is that?
You said everybody should be
But if it's
Yeah,
coming,
respected.
everybody should be
every,
respected.
but
You know,
if it's
It's
coming
a
from a
but if you
comedian,
can
if it's
make a
coming from
joke about a black person or a white person or a Hispanic person all day long, and they may not like it,
yeah.
but yet and still you don't get canceled for your skin tone. That's the next
But
one.
yeah, but the only thing I'm saying, like, yo, you got, like, me personally, when I was young and I was a kid, snuck in and watched Eddie Murphy's Delirious and stuff. All that was funny, man. And he made, come on, man. He said, what if Elvis Presley was gay and this and that?
Right.
And all that was
Hey, that was
funny.
off the chain. It was funny.
Yeah, it was all funny, man. But I'm just saying, I think everything is just this is what baffles me with everything. I just don't get it. Even when it comes to us as a race, I feel like our race is so cowardly right now. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, because there's so many ways that we could be a better race, and there's so many ways they showing us that they could shut us up and be easy about it, because we're not going to do nothing. We're not going to rise. We're going to keep marching. And it's not, what is all this marching and stuff is doing that we're not going to be able to do something? Like me,
Building
when
up
I
your
went to court,
calves. That's it.
I took my court case to trial, right? Everybody that was black that came in there, the first thing they said is, I'm against police brutality, boom, boom. And the DA would throw them away, wouldn't even let me use them. Now, majority of them was trying to get out of jury. And this is where it starts. You know what I'm saying? This is where it starts, because, like, we could talk about NAACP, we could talk about Reverend, we could talk about any black. And I feel that they fight for the dead. When I say that, they wait for a cop kill somebody or this and that. What civil activist is fighting for the living? That has the balls to sit up there and be like, yo, put it all on front table of our kind. Because no one's doing it. And this is why we in this predicament that we in. That we could have money, people with money, to sit up here and dictate our stuff, because we're not going to sit up here and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? We'll kill somebody for stepping on our Jordans, but 150 white people come with a burning cross and we won't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But somebody with the wrong color, they ready to knock their whole head off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's like we're digging our own self in the hole. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Biden said, in the next couple of years, your vote won't mean nothing. He's doing it. They turning this nation, they trying to make us the minority so bad it's bad. And it's sad, and no one's paying attention. So we're worrying about this. This is a major problem with this LB, whatever you want to call it. It's a major problem for us, because of the fact that they're taking all the masculinity out of all the men. You know what I'm saying? We have beautiful black women that, you know what I'm saying, that they're copying with everything. And it's just so sad, because at the end of the day, it should be more shows like y'all have that we could talk.
Yeah,
but everybody's scared.
Yeah, we just need a dialogue.
Everybody's chasing the bag. Once you chase that bag, your freedom of speech is gone. Now your voice is controlled by a dollar sign. And that's what's so pure about your show. That's why I said it needs to be on a mainstream level. Because just think, if we had, let's say we had 50 people, just 50 people, talking on your level on a Wiley and Gilly Breakfast Club or anything else level, this would be gone.
Most people, wouldn't be talking about it because they get canceled immediately. I'm about to play another clip, so man, I appreciate you calling into the show. But I'm finna run another clip where you got, it appears that this person is a transgender or just dressing up, well, putting on the makeup, has man features, but is putting on the makeup and is an educator and they want to speak their piece. So I appreciate you, cuz. I'm going to holler back at you in a minute, all right?
Y'all stay blessed, man. And y'all keep doing what y'all doing. And I'm waiting for my signature, my signed order. Peace and love.
All right, dude.
Thanks for calling
Cool
in.
out,
Appreciate
for
that.
real. Okay, let's get this clip going. Let's see here.
It gets a little bit tricky, right? I had my first class had the first day I had 25 students. By day 2, I had 19 because 6 parents switched out of the class because they saw me and they were like, "There's no freaking way." Before I even got a word in.
As a parent, I would want to know, like, do you not think that that is okay or they're right to withdraw when they see you? Because ultimately, you're probably an excellent educator.
I appreciate that.
I have no doubt about that. But I think we get into muddy waters when we start trying to take that choice away from the parent.
Do I think that it is okay for a parent to see me and go, "Not around my kid"? No, I don't think that's okay. I feel like that's really crossing the line because you are, for lack of better words, discriminating against me openly. That's like seeing a black teacher and being like, "There's no way." It is the same. It is the same.
It's not the same, and here's why. You can't control what color your skin is, but you can control if you decide to put on makeup or not in the morning. Secondly, ideologies can be discriminated against. We do it all the time. If we saw somebody that was wearing a Ku Klux Klan mask and teaching children, we would say, we don't want that ideology being taught to our kids. In the same way, if you as a man are dressing up, wearing makeup, and teaching our children, you're teaching them that that's okay. And I don't believe that it's okay. And it's not your job as a teacher to push your ideology onto children. It's the parents' job to put their ideology into children.
Sometimes with school choice, it gets a little bit tricky, right? I had my first class.
Bingo. And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. You got one who's trying to defend their right to teach, but I think what he's defending instead of his right to teach is his right to confuse. Because if you're presenting yourself as one thing, then again, you're here to teach writing, reading, and arithmetic. And you come in, it's like me walking into a place totally outrageous with a dress on. Never happened. You just not, it's certain things that aren't supposed to be done. Children are young and impressionable. I wouldn't want to see that in college.
Mm-hmm.
But to present that to little kids,
yeah, I think
come on, it's something real wrong with that.
They don't even know what gender they are at first, whether they're a boy or a girl. They don't even know.
Yeah.
They don't even come into that enlightenment, just yet. But to force upon them, no, you're a girl. No, you're a boy. It's okay to be a boy. That young, and they don't look. They can feel like a boy or a girl, like a boy or a girl. Like my brother didn't come into his gender because my mother used to bathe us all together. And he looked up and one day and said, "Ma, I don't have what they got." And we turned around. That's because you a boy. And boy got what you got. And from that point, that's when he came into the know of what gender he was, because there was a separation. And from that point on, my mother couldn't bathe him with us anymore. But again, just what if we pushed him saying, "Yeah, you a girl like us." So at that point, he would be confused. Well, then why don't have what y'all have? So again, it's like, what age do we, we just won't, I just wouldn't be ready to have to explain this, to a kid. We'll have to be able to tell them this is about having sexual encounters or anything at that age. So, we have to be very mindful about that. And to say you don't have a voice, an opinion about how you feel, I think that's wrong in a way. I think you should have a opinion and a voice about what you was brought up on, what the Bible say, what nature say, what God say, what or what nature say, what nature's saying, how it's been promoted, being able to procreate, that you need an X and a Y chromosome, how can you be fruitful and multiply? All of those things. And it takes an X and a Y chromosome. And this whole show is about identifying your gender from birth, and what you decide to do later is your choice, as long as you know what you're doing, and I've seen many clips and things like that where people made a decision that they regret. And I'm just saying, being, you can imagine a kid like, I was young and you allow me to change my gender. Why? I didn't know what I was thinking about, and you allow this. As a parent, you know how you can feel as a parent? Well, I thought that's what you wanted to do. I was trying to please you as a kid. Oh my God, this is what you said you wanted. This is what you said you wanted when you was a child. Well, my mom, not. I was just a baby. I didn't know no better. Can you explain that to your child when he get older, to know that you made a decision based upon what they thought they wanted to be when they were young? There are a lot of things we thought what we wanted to be when we were younger, and wind up changing those things later on in life. You don't want to have to regret with a decision that you got to live with for the rest of your life. And to oppose these on our young children is where we at now. Even going back to the topic today, would you be offended if somebody asks you, what was, were you born a man and a woman from birth? Because people want to know. Let them make a decision based upon the truth.
Pam Nelson says, in today's world, I wouldn't be offended at all.
At least not to know the truth. When you decide to do whatever, that's on you, but at least you know. Again, it goes back to, individuals I know that just say what up front, what it is and what they like and what they want. And they go after what they like and what they want. They're not going to give you a big ball of confusion. They just say, this is what I like.
The majority of people have spoken and said that they would not be offended at all if they were asked that question, because they walking in their femininity and their masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
I think truly that the only ones that probably would be offended are those who are trying to deceive.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this hour went quick.
Mm-hmm.
It went super quick.
Yes.
I got one more clip I wanted to play though. And this one here, I forget exactly what she said, but let's go here and see. Oh, this is the one where they let the one come into the school. Oh my goodness.
This radical LGBT grooming agenda in schools. It's one thing if parents want to do that on their own time. That is a parent's right to do that, with some exceptions, of course. But to bring this in and bake this into a public school curriculum is wrong. And meanwhile, Chinese students are learning quantum physics, and we've got our students learning how to twerk from drag queens. It's not going to end well. This is grooming. This is ideological mind control. It's introducing this to a group of individuals, especially to young kids who have no business learning any of this sexually explicit material. This is not about being anti-gay, or as the incorrectly labeled Ron DeSantis' bill, don't say gay. This is about keeping this out of the classroom because it does not belong there. This is a grooming agenda. It is extreme. It is explicit. It does not belong in front of young children at their school. They should be learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, not this filth. We do not need to be teaching this radical...
Wow. That whole thing right there is disheartening, is upsetting. And a lot of kids today have cell phones, camera phones. So imagine a kid coming to class and hearing, well, okay, you got to go to an assembly because you're going to hear this person speak. And you got this drag queen twerking for your children.
Heard your lady say we over here getting that in China. They learning about
exactly.
Quantum figures, so
America used to compete in intelligence, in science, math, and all of the other, subjects. And it's like we're being dumbed down to accept whatever is being handed to us, and with no fight. It's like Neil was just saying on the call. It's no resistance. It's like we giving up. And a lot of people are giving up because they, quote, don't want to be canceled. They're chasing the bag. They know if you say something against this or something that against the people who are controlling this, that they're going to be canceled, that they're going to miss out on something. My thing is do what you got to do. I trust in, I trust in the Most High to, to cover me and make sure I'm good. But I'm going to walk in my light. With that being said, man, this here, I think the show was informative. We put some things out there. There are links in there that you can go check out. You got anything else?
No, I think it was a fire show. Very informative, getting some clarity. Um, just basically about protecting our children. So
I would like to thank Pam Nelson, Najee Jihad, Viv Appleton, Sakara Shields. Who else chimed in on here? Neil Brinson. Oh, okay, there we go. Douglas Bloomberg Smoot. That's all I have on here right now. Can you see? I can't see the other ones.
We'll get to them. We just thank you all guys for just tuning in, and please share, please share, and share this show. Please share this show. And we just want to just make sure that we have to figure out exactly where we stand when it comes to the structure in your household. And I think about when I was growing up that the intervention was put in when I was younger, and it started with you couldn't discipline your children, and I think it still exists today. And my mother used to tell me, I birthed y'all, I carried y'all for 9 months. What I say go on in this house goes on in this house. And she used to say things like, call them if you want them. You will not be able to come back here. And that alone scared me because I felt like something scary was going to happen if I even allow myself, to leave that house because I want to do what I want to do. Discipline is necessary. How you do it is just as important because everything got to be in love. It says spare the rod, as in your Bible. We talk about Bible believers, Bible teachings. Any of your religion belief has discipline. And of course, we're supposed to do everything out of love, and we know that certain things is necessary, whether it's verbally or where you have to just have a stern rod and a fist to make sure that they obey. It didn't hurt us. It made us better. So in order to destroy it, they destroy what works. And this is what we're allowing, destroying what worked. And as we can see, the chaos today is what's happening is totally, as we can see, is out of order. And the order is gone. It's always a higher power, the man and the woman. And we are moving ourselves away from that. And we need to get back to what it's supposed to be, what righteousness is supposed to be about.
I like to recognize other people that checked in. Mark Johnson, Roland Perham, Kimberly Davidson Fields, Wesley Brinson, Roosevelt Kimbrough, and Percy Gibson. Man, once again, I thought the show was fire. I thought the topic was there. I thought that it needed to be talked about, so we put it on the table. You can come back on Facebook and watch this later. Please like, share, and subscribe. There will be a YouTube. The same one is being posted to YouTube at the same time. So you go to the Unity by Default show, Lady T, on YouTube, and you can catch it there. Again, like, share, subscribe. Man, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. It was off the chain.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with just dialogue. There's nothing wrong with communicating. That's the only way we know. We got to start with the dialogue. So we appreciate that. And again, please share on Facebook, share on YouTube, Instagram, share, so that we can just start the conversation. And again, we want to be able to save our children. Preventative measures is absolute necessary because they want to feel protected. We have to protect our babies.
All right, with that being time, we're going to wind out of here with Change. That's myself, DOCILLR. So sorry, mama, meant to cause you no pain. And even though you love your son, got something to give you some rain. Everything gon' be the same, but you willing to change. Even though it feels strange, think we need us to change. Dad, I know you're not and keep your baby girl safe. Even though you did your best, she's gonna face some mistakes. Everything gon' be the same, unless you're willing to change. Even though it feels strange, think we need us to change. I think it's time to get some things off my chest. She's up on your worries, put some rumors to rest. Generation looks at mine like you lost all hope. As if we're totally incompetent and hooked on dope. The only thing we hit we're lost and that we look a hot mess. Middle name should be the blame, cause all I gave you was stress. I remember when you lived and tried to give me the world. When you kept me from my dad and watched the drama unfurl. It takes two to make a baby, so you had to have love. Baby hit you when you had me, should've just worn a glove. In the absence of the man, simply tried to be cool. You told me stop that bull and get your back to school. But if school is so important and the focus is the history, after 500 years, why's our history still a mystery? Just some questions that I'm having, got you some feeling strange. All we trying, but we failing, think it's time for a change. So sorry, mama, meant to cause you no pain. And even though you love your son, got something to give you some rain. Everything gon' be the same, but you wanting to change. Even though it feels strange, think we need us to change. Dad, I know you're not and keep your baby girl safe. Even though you did your best, she's gonna make some mistakes. Everything gon' be the same, unless you're willing to change. Even though it feels strange, think we need us to change. Never rock together and you always seem mad. It's my preferential treatment from your mom and your dad. Seems you frown by every little thing that they do for me. But the values, what they tell me about our family tree. Like I never knew our family was stores across the nation with just blood, sweat, tears, and a third grade education. As I picture what we overcame despite all odds, got me feeling I win any hand, no matter the cost. We believe we can't do anything until you show us otherwise. The story never looks the same when you and through another side. Win when we share it at home. Gotta do it as a family and never alone. Family dinner at the table, no phones and no distractions. They define things as social but lack interaction. I'm not saying what they teach is necessarily wrong. From pops to you and you to me, we pass our history on. That's a change. Sorry, mama, meant to cause you no pain. And even though you love your son, got something to give you some rain. Everything gon' be the same, that you willing to change. Though it feels strange, think we need us to change. Dad, I know you're not and keep your baby girl safe. Even though you did your best, she's gonna make some mistakes. Everything gon' be the same, that you're willing to change. Even though it feels strange, think we need us to change. On that note, everybody have a good night. Peace and enjoy that Memorial Day.
That's right. That's right.
Boom. Time to shut her off. Finish.